Hey guys, today I thought it'd be fun to do a video outside because it is such a nice day. I am currently drinking some coffee because I am super tired today. So today I want to talk about two things in my video, and they're probably the title of the video, so that's efficient, right? No, efficient would be me not telling you, but just putting it in the title and trusting you to read it and then understand that that's what the video would be about. So today the two things I want to talk about are, one, how I've been doing with my writing, and two, I am going on vacation Friday, so I thought I would share the books that I am planning on bringing for my vacation. So the last week, feels like the last 2 weeks, my writing has been going kind of slowly, and that is for two reasons. The first reason is currently right now I am trying to move my habit of writing once a day for 3 to 5 hours a day up to twice a day for 6 to 8 hours a day. So I would be doing at the very minimum 2 3-hour sessions a day. And I have been having a hard time scheduling this. Now, there's been some weeks where it's been really good. I've been able to get the time in, and the first little while I was being generous with myself where I was saying, as long as you can schedule 2 writing sessions a day, it doesn't matter if they are the minimum of 3 hours, as long as you can schedule 2 writing sessions a day, that's fine. And now I've been moving, I think probably since, can't remember, I think I started this partway through July, but I wanted to be, by the time August came around, really be hitting that 3-hour minimum for both sessions. And sometimes I've been better at doing that than other days. The thing that's been really hard about that is I'm finding in order to schedule the 2 writing sessions and to have enough manpower to go through with it, I'm spreading them out quite a bit. And I think what I maybe need to do for my writing sessions is either, one, schedule 2 writing sessions fairly close together, because I don't know if my logic of having them so far apart in the day makes sense, and it's making it really hard to schedule other things. Or the other thing I might do is have a writing session maybe first thing in the morning when I wake up, and I'm having my coffee, because sometimes I like to write, but I don't ever have enough energy because I'm not a morning person. What I might do is schedule a 1 or hour and a half writing session first thing in the morning, and then schedule a heavier writing session for later. So maybe the next writing session is 4 hours, or well, I guess it would have to be 4 to 5 hours. So I'm thinking about doing either one of those options, is either scheduling my writing office hours closer together and seeing if that helps, or just lopsiding them a little bit rather than having them be so even with a minimum of 3 hours each. So wish me luck on that. Hopefully that will go good. The other reason why, actually I'm realizing there's 3 reasons why it's been a little difficult. The other reason why I'm having a hard time with it is I'm just in a spot right now with my story where there's a lot of things that I'm developing. Right now where my main character's at, it's a spot where I've been very excited for her to get to. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to, write this character and write about this place and write about this thing that happens. Because obviously I have my story plotted out, I have certain characters I've been working on for a long time, so I'm really excited about this spot, but I think part of that excitement has created some nervousness around not doing justice to what I imagined. And so what I've been really trying to push on myself, and I have to keep reminding myself every other day or every day, it's been really bad. I'm just having a hard time writing, not getting a lot done. But the thing I need to remind myself is just to write and know that you rewrite it, you probably rewrite it, and just to write it out, see where it takes you, and then change it if you don't like it. And so I've been doing that. I've been going back and forth between just writing and then rewriting it 3 or 4 times just to get it right, to get it feeling right. And between also just being oh, woe is me, why can't I write this, very exciting thing. So that's another reason why it's been going a little bit slow. The third reason why my writing's been a little bit slow with the 2 office hours a day is because this is my drum roll. I have been planning a trip to Scotland. So I'm really, really, really excited about getting the opportunity to go to Scotland. My husband and I are going to be going for 2 weeks in the fall, and I'm so, so, so excited. I have been doing research the last 2 years, really, really focusing on Scotland. My research, like I think I've mentioned before, my research is in the area of fairy tales and mythology, and the last 2 years I've been really focusing on Celtic myth. The last 4 or 5 years I've been kind of focusing on Celtic myth, but I've been peppering in other areas, a lot of pop culture and that sort of thing. And so I'm very, 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 very excited because it's nearly 7 years of, let me think about this, 7 years since I first met some old Scottish heroes in days gone by in the Celtic Studies section of the library, and it was very exciting when I came across Celtic myth and fairy tales and folklore. I love it. It's my favorite place to be, and so I'm so excited I finally get to visit this place that I've read so much about, and especially the last year has been a lot of concentrated work on critical theory around this area. And critical theory is great, but it's also a little bit boring sometimes, or tedious work, and it's so exciting that I'll finally get to go to the places that all these scholars have been talking about and do a field study of my own. So the last thing I wanted to talk about today is I am going on vacation up to my family's cottage soon, and I thought it'd be fun to talk about the books that I am bringing with me. I have a list of books that I generally always bring with me. Summertime is my favorite time to reread books that I love, and when I go to the cottage I have my list. In July I brought up Yeats, Eliot, Keats. I love to have some poetry, and this time up I thought it'd be fun to shake it up a bit. I am bringing Yeats again, but this is a different selection. Last time I went up I brought this collection as well as another one. The other one I really, really love. It's got some great ones in it. This one is a little sentimental because it is the copy that my husband read to me the night he proposed to me. I'm also bringing Keats, which I mentioned I've brought before, but I can't help but bring Keats when it's summertime and the cottage, and it's just, Keats is so perfect in the summer, spring, winter, and fall. But to switch it up a bit, instead of bringing Eliot or Neruda, who I sometimes bring, I'm going to be bringing my collection of Lewis Carroll. Last July I brought up Joyce's Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, and that's a book I've read every single year since the 3rd year of my undergrad, I think it was. 3rd or 4th, I can't remember. And so I read Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, and then I started getting in the habit. The year before I started my master's, I read Joyce's Ulysses for the first time. And so every summer since that summer, I've added Ulysses. So usually I read Portrait in July and Ulysses in August. And this year I was thinking about switching in and reading Finnegan's Wake because I have it on my shelf and I haven't read it yet. But I was really, 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 really nostalgic for Ulysses, and I couldn't imagine going to the cottage and not having it. I also just love this edition. I've got 2 editions of Ulysses, and this is my favorite one. And just everything about this book is all the feels. And the last book that I am bringing with me is, of course, dun, da, 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 my new obsession that I just can't get out of, and that's Diana Gabaldon's Drums of Autumn. This is the 4th book, yes, 4th book in the Outlander series. I told myself that I was going to stop after the 3rd book because the 3rd season is coming out, so then I would be all caught up with the books, and then I could watch the show, and then when they have the inevitable Droughtlander between season 3 and season 4, I could then, you know, read the 4th book and that sort of thing, and take a break from reading Outlander so my TBR can get finished. But by the time I finished the 3rd book, I was so excited, and then I was at the bookstore, and then I had Drums of Autumn in my hands, and I was like, it's so beautiful, and so then I got it, and hashtag no regrets. But so my plan with Drums of Autumn is just to read it nice and slow. These are the books that I am bringing with me on vacation. I hope you guys enjoyed that little bit. I hope your writing has been going better than mine. Hopefully the next time I vlog and talk to you guys, I will be out of this little slump that I'm in. I think the main thing I really need to do is just push myself to write through the bad so I can get to the good. As always, guys, let's be a community of writers that help each other out. And if you're tired as me, drink all the coffee you can find and never look back, 'cause there's no regrets. Cheers.